because I have yet to hear anybody come at this from the metaphysical angle to any depth. And I want to touch upon that. But before I do, let me check you guys' comments and see where you're at. There's a lot. There is a lot. And I'm not claiming, let me just say this as a disclaimer, I'm not claiming to have the definitive answers as far as, you know, it's my way or the highway, guys. I'm just covering the material. I have my own reservations about it. I have my own, bless believe me, I have my own opinions about it, and I've made those opinions quite clear in the past videos of this topic. However, that doesn't mean it's very relevant for our age, because this is allegedly, this is the first time that mankind has ever had to deal with something like this. I'm not really sure if people really grasp the magnitude of this whole AI thing. Like, we're dealing with something here. Like, I'm still figuring it out myself, to be honest with you. You know, I'm not jumping the gun and saying, Skynet, self-aware, you know, but, you know, is definitely not something that I take lightly. And I think that there's a lot going on here, not just in the pragmatic sense. Like I said, the surface level stuff, it's a tool, it's a machine. That's the pragmatic end of it. That's just the surface level stuff. What is it, you know, in a pragmatic kind of sense? But there's more to it than that. There's a psychological aspect to it. There's a metaphysical aspect to it. And that's the type of stuff that I kind of want to touch upon here. Just a little bit, because I'm sure I could do an entire video just on that. So Kikomon goes on. He says, we are at the brink of losing our status of stewards of the earth. Primates primates less than humans, humans less than AI. Are we, though? Are we? We're going to get into it. It says, just like chimps don't understand highways, we won't understand the first AI goal, which will evolve within seconds. Kikomon, keeping it light, he says, we are but ants who build the initial infrastructure. It's funny that you bring up ants, because I was going to get it. I was literally, you know what? I was going to bring up something where I'm talking about insectoid brains. There's definitely some people out there that I'm like, these people have no internal monologue whatsoever. They're literally, I'm like under the impression that there are people that walk among us that are literally operating on insectoid brain, just completely instinctual, just like moving around the earth, just fully instinctual. There's no like insight going on or anything like that. It's just reaction, it's just instincts and reactions, and that's it. Like almost like zero self-awareness. Redoubt Production says, I'm sure I'm wrong, as I'm a dunce with 21st century technology, but was under the impression AI art and writing pulls from existing content based on prompts. See, I've had a back and forth on that. I've read articles where it says it does not scrape the internet. And what you do is it requires you, the user, to upload stuff, upload images or whatever that you would like to train the AI on. But then I've also heard elsewhere in other areas that the AI does in fact scrape the internet, and it's just pulling from the search. So, and I'm at the point now where I lean more towards the more nefarious side of things, where with this AI stuff, that I do believe that the majority of these AI generators are just scraping the internet. They're pulling from articles, whether it's the chat GPT, or it's Chat GPT, probably more so pulling from source code. So Chat GPT pulling from source code and, maybe scraping articles and whatnot. And then you have the image generators that are, whether it be scraping Google Images or DeviantArt, because we've also covered an article on DeviantArt. Because DeviantArt, the angle on DeviantArt is they were introducing their own generative AI. DeviantArt was, or is, or have. They've already done it. So they have their own generative AI, which is, I think, in conjunction with Stable Diffusion, I believe was the one. But anyways, the whole article, the angle, I'm trying to look at this from an angle. All right. Try to get the big picture. What's going on here? Fuck. You say what you want about the process of it, but what's the big picture here? And the DeviantArt angle, I believe what the DeviantArt angle was, kind of proved two things. One, it proved that the AI image generators were in fact scraping the internet. Okay, so that's point number one that kind of proved. Point number two was that the DeviantArt website was effectively, by getting involved, isn't necessarily that they just wanted to get into the AI image generation game and how much of a blunder that was, but more so because of the initiative behind that, which was the No AI initiative. So it's like what they're saying in the article is that there's a feature so that all the Deviant artists on the website that use their platform, they have an option that they're automatically opted into, and then they can check the box to like make it so their work is allowed to use on AI image generators. But they're also kind of positioning themselves. You can see kind of the angle there. They're kind of positioning themselves as the only safe space where artists can upload their work. You see where I'm going here? So there's a lot of different types of angles that are at play here.